Hey, Uma! Not to be popular. It's just I'm inspired by my brother. That reality tip was brother. The most powerful voice on the internet. That real angel stepping up 7. That's right, brother. I'm calling you out, brother. I'm building you. I'm putting you out there, brother. I'm shouting you out. That's my inspiration.
We are in a state of emergency. Prejudice. Wrote a song about it? Like to hear? Here it goes. Free your mind.
Peace, family, knowledge. I'm so Sister J. I'm so Sister D. And I just wanted to say thank you for all the people who helped to the medical fundraiser for my uncle Taalik. And it has meant so much to us that you would help, because without you guys, his life would not be possible and we would not be with him today right now. And I just want to say, for all of you that helped and that donated, I would really like to give a big thanks. And I hope I can meet you one day and say thank you in person. I love you guys. And okay, thank you.
Just then the gunfire went off. Malcolm's death never sat right with me.
The investigation was a failure.
Asking who's guilty is a dangerous question to ask.
What is the real story? It's in the history book. Leave it there. Leave it alone.
Elijah Muhammad told everybody, do not raise a hand against Malcolm X.
He didn't have to get the order. Someone would take care of it.
The FBI should have known.
Why doesn't someone want to get to the bottom of this? They never had any intentions of seriously investigating that assassination. That is my mission. I'm not going to stop until I get justice. Because the official count of who killed Malcolm X, it's not true.
I ordered this book, God is on Trial. I ordered this book from Amazon, and I must say I've read it. It's very well written, very thought-provoking.
We want to make sure that we're not just working to be first, but we're working to be right. A lot of times there are situations when things are just happening so fast. It's always important to be fast, but we always want to be right.
This all-new 5-DVD, 9-hour documentary is a researcher's dream come true. Oh my God. It's an educational masterpiece.
And that is Brother Taalik from the Reality Temples on Earth channel. And if you get a chance to subscribe, please do subscribe to his channel. He's a good brother. You know, he's doing good work, and he wants to do good constructive things. He has good information to provide. So please do check out his channel if you get a chance.
I stand for nature. I stand for anything that is right. I'm pro-righteous, not pro-black. I am pro-righteous and not pro-black. So do your thing.
This message. Hey, my brother, you know I had to call you and thank you personally again. I cannot describe to you how happy I was to meet you in person, Myron. That was just like amazing.
Set in Philadelphia, follow Camille Ebony As she discovers the woman she was meant to be, in the blink of an eye, seemingly when her marriage career and life are rearranged, when a cool stranger enters the mix, she realizes for the first time in her life that she is able to throw caution to the wind and just be herself without any label or duties attached. All things must come to an end, though, and once again, Camille finds herself taking on the requirements now of wife and mother. But when she is called upon to do one more favor, the journey to the heart of the matter continues, and she comes face to face with the realities of the girl she once was, the person she has wanted to be, and the woman she is. On the road to self-discovery, Camille soon realizes there must be some casualties.
Let's be honest. If black folks are going to get reparations, then they're going to need a 4-star general's approach to it. It will have to be approached in an organized, sustained, military-like way. A flamethrower of a man will have to be the keynote speaker concerning reparations. Brother Malcolm would have been the perfect man to go into the United Nations to pressure the power structure to give us reparations. But he's no longer with us. And his others who helped stop him haven't picked up the tab. They weren't serious. If reparations is going to be addressed, then a serious individual like this brother named Taalik Ibn'rad should be sent to the UN to speak before the General Assembly. Taalik has the qualifications to be taken serious. He's been consistent in his seriousness. He's a man that's not going to go into the UN and bite his tongue. He's going to express how he really feels. He won't modify his delivery. He won't flip the script, buck, bow, smile, and beguile. He'll let the power structure know how black people really feel and why they need restoration for the mental and spiritual destruction done to all of us. Go get him. Wake him up in the middle of the night and bring him to New York. He'll come in a clean but wrinkled undershirt with a loose-fitting collar. He might come in a robe, maybe in a suit. He might drive a truck to the UN. But you can rest assured, Taalik will be coming as himself. And once the world hears him, the fight for what black folks need will be over. It doesn't matter if Taalik is the opening or the keynote speaker. All you have to do is hear him, and you'll be hooked. What? Meet you at the old Autobahn so we can rally up and organize the people? Haven't you heard that place is always closed? The old ones in the power structure vowed that they would never again give the people that kind of space to assemble. They are scared of Malcolm's ghost now returning to the crime scene. That's why that place is always closed. This is Dusty Basement Studios, and we approve of this message.
Womane. Assemble the people. We will not be defeated by witch doctors' illusions. Womane. Assemble the people. We will not be defeated by witch doctors' illusions. Womane. Assemble the people. We will not be defeated by witch doctors' illusions. Womane. Assemble the people. We will not be defeated by witch doctors' illusions.
I keep it real. What dear? Because I keeps it real like that. I keeps it real.
As always, in the name of our ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to a spontaneous edition of what we call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the host, the gatekeeper of this broadcast. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty, mighty, mighty Angel Snub Nub 7. I am your soul brother, number one. I don't want to keep us long. I just want to have a brief talk with us on a particular topic that many of us are familiar with, and that is in our communities, and we have heard somewhere where we are told, soul brothers and sisters, African Americans, the once called Negro, all these different labels, identity that we have. But we are told that it is important for us to do for ourselves. And before I really get into that, I want to say, and I'm very sure there are those who will call me some type of troublemaker, somebody that has no respect for other people's beliefs, and I critique things too much and whatever. I would like to say this. Nobody, no person, no individual, no group, no organization, no writings, no beliefs, no ideologies, nothing should be above critique. Or you see, it's not the fact that you ask questions and you critique. but you sort of like disrespectful and you make mockery. That's your opinion because whatever is being said, you don't like. That's your personal opinion. There's no reason and there's no benefit for me to just disrespect you for no reason. There's no benefit to me. You just don't like what's being said. What's being said is not disrespectful. It's civil, it's cordial, it's valid, it's credible observation. Nothing disrespectful. That's the lie that you make up because you don't like hearing or seeing the error and the flaw in your mindset. That's the problem. It's not me. You're the problem. The problem is not me. The problem is you are being shown error, you're being shown flaw, and you don't want to accept it because you want to continue in your ignorance. You want to continue living a lie because it makes you feel good, because you're used to lies. I told a story about my mother when I was a child. I made up a lie. And the reason why I made up this lie is because I very rarely see my mother smile. I very rarely see my mother really be happy, in a good mood. So I figured I would make up this story and perhaps I could get her to laugh. Perhaps I could get her to smile. And so I told this story. Another word for lie. We always said, you telling a big story, or the Whopper. I'm not talking about Burger King. You telling a Whopper when you're telling a lie. You're not really telling the truth. You're telling a Whopper. You're telling a story. So one night, the family was gathered together, not only my mother, but the family. And we talked about what happened to us during the day, and I made up this story. I made up this lie. And everybody, including my mother, enjoyed it, the story, the Whopper. Matter of fact, my mother even said, boy, that's the biggest Whopper I ever heard. And she was laughing and everybody was having a good time with this story. And I'm like, I'm trying to say, no, this is what happened to me today. This is what happened. And see, if it's true, that would make it more funnier if it's true. So they accepting this lie as the truth because it makes them feel good. You understand? So I didn't tell them that this was just a story I made up. I let it go for a little while. Then it began to bother me. But I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to see my mother smile. I wanted to see my mother laugh. And I accomplished that. But unlike some of you, I have a conscience that bothers me knowing that I told this Whopper, I told this story, I told this lie. That's what I done. Even though my intent, look. Even though my intent was good, it still was a lie. It was still deception. It still was a Whopper. So I went to everybody and I told folks, hey, remember that story I told you? And I want to make this point also. It got to the point, well, first of all, in order to tell a good lie, a good Whopper, you must be able to tell the story the exact same way that you told it originally. Otherwise, people would, hey, that's not what you said the first time. And then on their own, they will figure, you told a lie. That's a story. And it messes up the whole thing. But I had told this lie this whopper to the point, woo, to the point I started to believe that it was true myself. And I know that it was a whopper. I know it was a lie. I started to believe it myself because I told this for so long, I began to believe it as the truth. See? But I know that it was a story. It was, again, good intentions. I had good intentions, but it still was a whopper. It still was a lie. And anybody with good conscience, they don't want people to live a lie. So I went to my brothers and sisters and family members, the ones that I told this story to, and I went to them and I confessed, hey, I just wanted to see y'all laugh. I wanted to see if I can make you smile, especially mother. And it was a fault. And everybody, I mean, they took it all in stride. Oh, I knew that was a whopper. I knew that was a lie. I knew that was a story. And we had fun knowing that it was a lie. But my mother, because that story made her feel so good. And she used to talk about what happened to me so much. She refused to accept that it was a lie, that it was a story, that it was a whopper. Oh, I hear what you're saying. It can't be true. Because I told the story too good. It made her feel good. In her dreary life, in her misery, the thing that she was going through, this little bit of something gave her something to live for, to be happy about. So it is not my intent to hurt your feelings about your belief, your ideology, or these things. That's not my intent, because I know these things make you feel good. We suffer from low self-esteem. I understand that somebody telling you that you're a god and you're a goddess and king and queens and your skin color, your melanin in your skin is so special, that makes you feel good. These half-truths, these lies, these whoppers, because that's what they are. You don't want and you cannot believe. It's impossible. They did not tell me a lie. I was not taught a lie. I read all these books. I've done all this research. Don't come and tell me that this is a lie. This is false. This is my imagination. You don't want to believe it, like my mother, because it makes you feel good. But unfortunately, we are better off in the long run when we accept things for what they are and grow up and stop acting and behaving like you're a child. You need somebody to give you a bedtime story. That's how many of us back in the day, many of us used to go to children and you want them to go to sleep and you want to calm their nerves and you want to see them at peace. You tell them a bedtime story, or you sing them a lullaby to put them to sleep. That's what lies and half-truths and deception do. It puts you to sleep. So instead of being black conscious, what you have actually done to yourself is put yourself to sleep for the second time. You're mentally dead again. That's what you have done. You've been put to sleep. And this second sleep is probably worse, and chances are, if you ask me, it is worse than the original sleep. Because this nightmare this dream, this story is told from a Black perspective, and you have learned that everything white ain't right. So everything Black, you embrace that. But lies and deception can hide behind melanin. Lies and deception and error and flaw can hide behind Blackness just as well as whiteness. Matter of fact, the only reason why you care about Black and white is because you've been living in this bubble, Black and white. That's why you're concerned about your skin color, because your skin color for hundreds of years have been used against you. So now you want to embrace your skin color, but in the embracement, is that a word, embracement? But embracing your skin color, what you have actually done is become a mirror, or the yang to the yin or the yin to the yang of your oppressor. So you become a chocolate covered racist in training. That's what you have become. You sound just like the white supremacists. Your melanin is the greatest, and all the people on the planet is dumb and stupid except the Africans and the Black folks. You sound just like them. Nobody on the planet is smart enough to do nothing. They had to copy Black folks and the Africans or whatever. Nobody is smart enough to do nothing on the planet. That sound like the same talking point, the same thing that the Peckerwood said, the same thing that the Cracker said. If it wasn't for us, everybody else would still be living in the Stone Age somewhere. They're same talking points, except the difference between you and them is that they run, they dominate. They give you electricity. They give you gas and water. They give you food. They back up what they're talking about, because without them, your happy ass can't survive. That's what we want to talk about. Oh, I don't need no white man to take care of me. I don't need no white man to survive. Show and prove. Prove it. Talk is cheap. So eventually my mother, she accepted the fact that what I told her, that story, it was a whopper. But she didn't want to let that go. She did not want to let that go because it made her feel good. You don't want to let go of marijuana because marijuana takes you to another place. It makes you feel good. You can't let go of your pornography because it makes you feel good. You don't want to let go of overeating because eating food, that brings you comfort. And of course, the drugs and the alcohol and all these different vices, we don't want to let them go because they make us feel good. We want to go to church every Sunday looking to feel good. We want to go to the mosque. All praises due to Allah for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, so that we can feel good. I'm the Asiatic Black man. I'm the God of the universe. But like all things, they are temporary. And that's why you got to keep searching for them. You can't smoke. There used to be a commercial for Lay's potato chip. You can't just eat just one, bag of Lay's potato chip. Can't just eat just one. You got to keep more and more. You got to keep, because it's a temporary feeling. It don't last long. You smoke your weed, you do your drugs and you drink, you watch your porn, but that's not enough. You got to have more. More and more. Some of you, you're comfortable in your money. I can't have one car. I got to have two. I got to have three. I got to have four. I gotta have 5 houses, 6 houses, 7 houses. Feeding a void in yourself. So instead of building your humanity, all these things breaking you down. They make you look good temporarily and make you feel good temporarily, but in the end, it tears you down because it's not real. It's not real. It's false. You living in a false world. And some of you, you believe that you will never die. The only thing that's gonna die is this flesh. See, you can't get out of that. So you're gonna have to confess to that. But see, I'm not gonna never die. I'm just gonna transition to energy, conscious energy, and float around the universe and go visit the sun and Pluto and different realms and dimensions. Escapism, that's all that it is. I got to escape. And the reason why you think this way is because of our oppression for hundreds and hundreds of years. It reminds me of that commercial about this what they call it, some kind of deodorant that you put, some kind of perfume that you put in your water when you're getting ready to take a bath, called Calgon. You put that in the bath, in your bath water, and you get in that water, and it just soothes you, calms you down. It just, Calgon, take me away. Take you away from what? The stress of your job, the stress of dealing with your wife, your girlfriend, and your children, taking care of the family pet. All these stresses, I just want to get out of this. So give me Jesus. I just want to get out of this. Let me die and go to a different place. I don't have to deal with this stress. Calgon, take me away. That's what it's about. I want to escape. So you get weaker as a human being because it's not meant for you to escape. It's meant for you to accept all challenges. That's why you have a brain. Your brain is here to help us solve our problems. But you won't give your brain a chance. You want to escape. In your TV, watching videos all day, the drugs and the alcohol, the pornography, whatever it is your vice is. You just want to escape. And you don't use your brain at all. You want to come here and tell me about the teachings, about the research and the information that you got from somebody else. You're not using your own brain. You're going to tell me about a book somebody else wrote. You didn't write the book. You didn't make the DVD. It all comes from, you didn't write the Bible. You didn't write the Quran. You want to come here and tell me about the Bible, Quran, and all your research and information that you got from somebody else. You don't even want to use your own brain. Your brain is useless. So how are you going to approach me? Because I use my brain. I can't tell. You can joke all that you want to. But that's why you can't do nothing with me, because I use my brain and you don't. You are limited to your research. You're limited to your information. You're limited to what somebody told you. So when I start hitting you with things that the research and the information don't cover, you get lost. So the only thing that you can do is say, oh, that's why you're a coon. That's why you're a Sambo. That's why you're Uncle Tom. Then you start being who you really are, an offspring of your oppressor, because that's where you got those labels from. Coon and Uncle Tom and Sambo and all these different things. You're too stupid to make up your own words of degradation and mockery, Because you don't think at all. You have no creativity. That's why you don't understand, cannot comprehend the Mississippi campaign, because you have no creativity. You can't comprehend. You have no vision at all. Because your liquor, your drugs, and your research and your information that do not come from you, you're not using your brain. Your brain power is limitless, but you're dependent on that which is limited, your research and your information. And it becomes an obsession. You want to brag to another slave. Look at all these books I read. Yeah, but you're still in the condition that you're in. You read all these books. You've done all this research and information, and you still know better than nobody else. You still act like a Negro. You don't act like no African. Or you come from the Igbo tribe, or that you come from Ghana, you act just like an American Negro. That's what you act like. Nothing has changed about you. That's the killer thing about religion. People always talk about, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. You don't see nothing about them that changed. And all thing you have to do is get a person a little angry, and the real them show up. Nasty, profane, vile, evil. That's what you are. They use Christianity, they use Islam, they use these religions to cover who they really are, because they're not righteous. They're not good. They use the Bible and the Quran, these religions, as a costume to put on. It's not real. It's not real. So I am always accused of disrespecting somebody. I don't disrespect nobody. And you can't prove I disrespected somebody. I critique and I show observation and show you the flaw in the error of that particular ideology or belief, or that methodology, that method that you're using. Don't disrespect you. You're a liar. But then you love lies. You believe in lies. You believe in error and flaw and falsehood and fairy tales and cartoons. So I should expect you to be a liar, because that's what you are. You don't care nothing about the truth. You don't care nothing about reality. You live in these delusional fairy tale worlds in your imagination. And you want to try to get other people to join you in your delusions. I would do everything in my power to prevent that. I was caught up in that. And I do not want others to fall victim to delusions. What was it that Shaka Zulu said I played earlier in the promotional video? We will not be defeated by witch doctors' illusions, because that's what it is. And in that story, they went to war with that witch doctor's tribe, and they captured the witch doctor. The witch doctor was making a claim that her power killed the king. And it turned out it was betrayal of the guard and the maidservant. The guards, they killed that king. It was not the magic, the supernatural magic of the witch doctor. So Shaka captured this witch doctor. And he told that witch doctor, you know, what use is your magic now? See, because that was false. That was an illusion. That wasn't real. But Shaka and his spirit is real. And the son of the king that she claimed that magically she killed, that son killed her with a real knife. If there was any credibility, validity to voodoo and all this supernatural magic and all this stuff, these type of people that have that kind of power, they would be in power. There's no doubt. But they're not in power because it's false. It's an illusion. We will not be defeated. We will not be fooled by witch doctors' illusions. We don't do that here. So you can bring all your magic and supernatural, all that, your religious stuff or whatever. You can bring that here, but we will not be fooled by your illusions. It's not real. Your Pan-African illusions, your pro-black illusions, comedic illusions, whatever it is, all your magic and fairy tale manufactured information that y'all got, it's not going to fly here. You're going to leave with your tail between your legs crying, not going to float. I disrespect you. No, you just don't like when your lies is exposed, when your half-truths, your deception. And again, many of you have good intent, but it's still wrong. That don't change. And you should want to be right. But the lie make you feel so good. That Hennessy, that I don't know these different drinks, that wine, the stuff that it just make you feel so good you can't let it go. And so as long as you hope, hocus pocus. So as long as you hold on to these things, nothing for the so-called, the once called Negro, the descendant of slaves born in America, nothing's going to change for you. Because your fake strategy filled with errors and illusions is going to give you fake freedom, justice, and equality. An illusion of freedom, justice, and equality. It's not going to be real. Because what brought it into existence is not real. And I don't want that. We keep it real here. Hocus pocus schemes don't work here. Absolutely, Brother Twin. And I want to say, give the greetings to my deacons. Always here with me, keep me company. If nobody else is here, they always here, Brother Twin and Soul Brother 85. Again, I don't want to keep us long. I also want to send a shout out to my Facebook audience. This is being broadcast on Facebook, simulcast on Facebook. So I don't want to never forget the my Facebook audience. Actually, I get more views. I really get more attention on Facebook than YouTube. You know, honestly, really, I do. So we want to quickly answer the question: can soul brothers and sisters do for self living with their oppressors? We want to answer that question. I know for many, many years, this was something that you heard very often. We need to do for self. There's nothing wrong with that. We need to do for self. That's part of the teachings of the Nation of Islam. We need to do for self. I don't think nobody in the Black conscious community, all this blackity black stuff, Pan-African, we all will agree we need to do for self. And so we start opening our own businesses and our own businesses and schools, and the list goes on and on. We got to do for self. That's what you say. Make you feel good. See, when something make you feel good like that, I have to start questioning things because it make you feel good. It sounds good, got to do for self. There's nothing wrong with that. I want you to follow me here. There he is. This man is so negative. This man is so negative. Unsubscribe. I'm going to unsubscribe from this guy. We can't do nothing right. No, you can't. No, you can't do nothing right. Because if you was doing something right, then your condition would be changing. Your condition is not changing because clearly you're not doing something right. And you don't like me because I'm letting you know you're not doing something right. If you have not realized that in 2021, that it is required that you have a new strategy, a new mindset. If you're not ready to change your ways, I mean, if you don't change your ways, you're going to get the same result. How is doing things the way you've been doing them and you have not been getting any results? Why do you think if you keep doing that, oh, something is going to change? No, nothing's going to change. You're going to get the same results that you got in 2020, 2015, 2010, 1870. You're going to get the same results. You shouldn't expect different because you're not doing anything different. Hold on a second. I should have got me some water. Let me get some water real quick. Should have got my water before I got started. All right. Sorry about that. Look. How many of you have ever went to a farm and went through a maze? M-A-Z-E. Went through a maze. How many of you will do a maze from a book or a newspaper? Go through a maze. M-A-Z-E, a maze. Now, if you was on that farm, you physically have to go through, have to try to find your way through this maze to the other side to get out of it. Now, when you hit a wall, you can't go through the wall. You have to change course. And you keep weaving and you keep testing things until you find your way out of the maze. We are in a maze. Because we are lost and you don't know what you're dealing with. When they put you, when you're in a maze like that, you're lost. You have no idea how to get out. So you running here and there and trying everything until you can get out. If you have what's the word that I'm looking for? If your mind is rigid, you'll never get out of that maze. Never. In order to get out of that maze, you must be able to think and be flexible and be able to move back and forth until you can find your way out of it. If you have a rigid mind, you'll never get out because you think you know what you're doing. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I can get out of here. And then when you come to a wall, when you come to a place that is not part of your rigid mindset, it throws you off. You don't know what to do. In order to get out of a maze, your strategy has to change constantly in order to get out of the maze. Some people end up going right back where they just come from. Trapped, caught up in the maze. And that's where you find us, trapped in the maze. Going right back to where we started. And some of you may not believe this, but you're going to mess around and end right back up on the slave plantation. Oh, I know I'm unsubscribing for real now. That nigga really talk as well. I'll never be a slave. We're going to end up on a slave plantation. You don't think it's possible, but it is. You are almost on the slave plantation right now and don't know it. Because you think doing for self is opening up your own business. Now, see, the first problem with doing for yourself is you're really not doing for yourself. Well, actually you are, but you're not doing nothing for the people. When you open up your business, when you open up, whatever these things that you're doing don't benefit the people. You open up your business to benefit you and your family. You're not giving me a dime. All these black businesses, nobody gave me a dime. Did they give you a dime? It's for them, for their family. When they die, you don't get nothing. It goes to their children and their relatives. But it's a black business. But black folks don't get nothing. Because it's not a black business. It's theirs. They just so happen that they're soul brother and sister, but it belongs to them. It was made for them. So they can drive their pretty cars in your neighborhood. So they can show off. They want you to help them get rich, and they don't really give a damn about you. How many of these black businesses really give a damn about the community? But they want you to help them get rich. Just like the Arab, just like the Africans, just like the Chinese, just like the white boy. That's all they want to use you for. They take advantage of all this blackity black stuff And once they get rich, they don't think about us no more. A bunch of leeches. See, we always keep falling for the okie doke because this I'm black and I'm proud stuff make us feel good. And then you got all these suckers that take advantage of you. Oh, but you feel good and don't have nothing. So here we are. These businesses are for individuals. They're not for us as a people. And they doing their own thing. They're not united to do nothing. And then these businesses, these things that we open up, the majority of them are not interested in the necessities of life, which is food, clothing, and shelter. Number one necessity should be food. But many of you, you can't even see yourself going out into a field and pick tomatoes and watermelons and onions. Oh, you don't mind going to the grocery store and somebody else picked it, the carrots and the Brussels sprouts and the broccoli or whatever. Oh, you too good for that. So what you gonna eat? Who gonna grow it? You need that. Then you turn around and talk about the food is not organic. It's a poison. You're not growing it. So they grow it however the hell they want to grow it. You can shut the hell up. You don't want to grow it. You don't want to pick no beans. You don't want to pick no corn. You don't want to plow no fields. You don't want to do none of that. You too good for that. Our clothes, a lot of it is synthetic material, but they still use a whole lot of cotton. My people were slaves. I ain't gonna pick no cotton. They make clothes with cotton. Cotton is $1 billion industry. Make a lot of money in cotton. Cotton and sugarcane made this country rich, wealthy, powerful. They did it for somebody else. Now you want to do the sugarcane. Now you want to do the cotton for yourself. But you too good. Oh, see, my business is on the internet. You can't eat no internet. You need food. Food, clothing, and shelter. You need food, you need clothes on your back, and you need a roof over your head. Your internet business and all this stuff that a lot of y'all, I'm doing my own business, it's not food. If it's not food, clothing, and shelter, you ain't doing a damn thing. It's a waste. I'm doing for myself. How you doing for yourself? You cannot do for yourself living in your enemy's house. And I tell you why. When we was babies in your mother's womb, you could not do for yourself. You was forming and you depended upon your mother, and there was an umbilical cord between you and your mother. 9 months later, you still can't do for yourself. You came from your mother and you still need her to take care of you. There's no umbilical cord, but you still need your mother. You need your parents to take care of you. You cannot do for yourself. Now, by the time you're 18, 19, 20 or whatever, you go out and get your job, you go to school, get your degree, go to a trade school or whatever, and you leave your parents' home, and you're able to take care of yourself. You don't borrow money from your parents no more. It's your car that you paid for. Everything about you taking care of yourself is because of you. Your parents have no longer do anything for you. Now you're independent. Your parents do nothing for you at all. Now you're doing for yourself. Now, I use that as a simple example because there's a fallacy that you can live with the peckerwood and you can do for yourself. No. Because you still have a connection to him. The money in your pocket, you don't give value to. His face is on the money. You use his water, you use his electricity, you use the resources that you get directly or indirectly come from your oppressor. So how are you doing for yourself? Like Eric Muhammad always said, talk black to me. How are you doing for yourself when you're still connected using the resources from your oppressor? You don't get your water from an outside source. You don't get your lumber from an outside source. Everything about you, directly or indirectly, you don't have no source to get water, food, clothing, or none of that from. So how are you doing for yourself? So if he cut you off, you're done because you're not independent of him. You still have your umbilical cord is still connected. You're still drinking off his breath. Without him, you can't do nothing. In order to do for yourself means you found a way that you can operate on your own without your parents, without the white man. But you can't. You need his Facebook. You need his YouTube. You need his water, his electricity, his gas, his oil. You cannot do for yourself. It's impossible while you living with your oppressor. When you're able to produce food, clothing, shelter, electricity, and gas, and all the things that you need, whether he's around or not, with or without him, now you're doing for yourself. You cannot do for yourself while you live with your oppressor. That's a fallacy. That's more feel-good rhetoric. I mean, I'm out here, I got my own business and I'm doing for myself. Did you produce the car that you drive? No. Did you produce the wheels on your car? The oil? The parts for yourself? No, you didn't. You got all that from the oppressor. The wood, the piping for your house, it all comes from your oppressor. How the hell you doing for yourself? You're not doing for yourself. Because without him, you wouldn't have none of it. If we went into, I'm going to say this in my conclusion. If you took everything out your house, out your crib, only keep what you produce in your house and in your crib. You ain't gonna have nothing left. You don't produce nothing. Even if you own a business, I tell you, I'm doing for myself. You ain't gonna have nothing because you're still connected. You don't produce nothing. Even your food, you'll be starving to death. You shame to grow apples and peaches and watermelon and squash and cows and milk a cow, and you don't want to do that. That's too good for you. The top priority is food, clothing, and shelter. All these other business and schools and stuff don't mean nothing if you can't eat. Dr. Umar Johnson been trying to build a school, get a school together for 13 years or whatever. What do it mean when you can't produce any food? What is it that the children are going to eat? They're going to get their food from the white man. Get your milk from the white man. Go to Walmart and get your shoes from the white man. That's why it's important. You can't comprehend because you're rigid in your thinking. That's why it's important. And that's why it's urgent that you take or participate in something like the Mississippi campaign, because if we do it right, you can put yourself in a position where I'm doing for myself. You can produce your own gas and electricity. You can put shoes on your feet, using the resources in the area that you control. And if you can't produce it, I don't need it. You can get something from somebody now and then, but if I can't produce it, I don't need it. So if I don't grow oranges, I don't need no orange. If I can't raise a certain kind of fish in Mississippi, I don't need to eat that kind of fish. And now you become independent, and now you can say, I'm doing for myself. Even though you technically you're still living with your oppressor, but you carved out a space and everybody's on the same page, and we don't have no shame in picking some cotton, picking some peaches, picking some pecans, going to a factory, making our shoes, making our coats, making our baby milk, or whatever it is that we need. We done it. So now you can go to your house. What is it in your house that you produce? And now you can be proud to say, I got this ink pen from the white man. I got that toilet seat from the white man. I produce everything. Now you can say you're doing for yourself for a change. But right now, it's just more feel-good rhetoric. That's all it is. Something to make you feel good, like the black man is God and you're a goddess and kings and queens, and you get high, you keep smoking your weed and get drunk and watch your pornography and eat yourself to death. Whatever it is your vice is, praise Jesus 24 hours a day, praise Muhammad and praise Kemet, whatever that you love to do every day. Escapism instead of reality. I don't give credit when you don't deserve credit. When I give credit, it's because you earned it. You want unearned credit for doing nothing, laying on your ass, talking stuff, perpetrating a fraud. You don't get credit like that here. You can go to these other channels, these other people, and they will give you credit for being a god and a goddess and a ruler, and you're a descendant of the children of Israel, whatever all that crap. Go there for that stuff. I don't do that here. When you produce tomatoes, I will give you the credit. All the tomatoes we eat, they produce it. I will give you your credit. I'm not going to give you credit that you don't earn. I don't want credit that I don't earn. Because when I earn it, I know it's real. And nobody can take that away from me. It's live and in living color. But what most of us get involved in is not live and in living color. It's fake, it's fraud, it's illusions. It's not real. And if fairy tales and cartoons living in the fifth dimension or whatever, if that was float your boat, so be it. But we don't do that here, like the brothers say. Hocus pocus schemes don't work here. We don't do that here. I don't do that here. The closest I'm going to get to hocus pocus is the advertising of Sister Noble's book called God is on Trial, How Religion Keeps Humanity Under Mind Control and Fear. That's the closest we're going to get to hocus pocus. And of course, Sister Noble, in this book, God is on Trial, is doing her best to show us how to escape hocus pocus, to escape delusions and fairy tales. You can get that book, $3.99, Kindle, Amazon Kindle, or you can get the paperback for $13.99. Don't talk about her book if you have not read it. There's a lot of folks running their mouth talking about her book, have not read one page. I had somebody I gave the book to, and they really didn't read it. You could tell they really didn't read the book. They decided to attack me as a person and her as a person. They didn't read the book at all because they caught up in their delusions. I can't do it. I can't do cartoons and fairy tales no more. I'm an adult. And it's illusion to believe that you can live in another man's house. Tell me I'm doing for myself. How you doing for yourself when everything about you, you dependent on him? You don't have no independent source to get nothing from. You still connected to this man. And you want to call him a devil and Lucifer and say, if it was not for Lucifer and Satan and whatever, y'all be starving to death. He's the one keeping you alive while you running your mouth, making mockery and want to talk about somebody. He's the one that got you alive. Without him, you'll die. Oh man, you talking that crazy stuff. Let this man take his resources away from you and see where you'll be. You don't produce gas, electricity. You don't bring water to your house. If this man took everything away from you, you'll be messed up. So you can get angry. You don't have to accept it, but that's like the brother twin said, that's facts. And one day, it's going to happen. Now, if you really was doing for yourself, no big deal. But you're not doing for yourself. So when he cut off his resources, just like if a mother don't want to take care of her baby, she has the baby and she don't want to take care of that baby's dead because that baby cannot take care of him or herself. Just lay on the baby, just lay on his or her back and starve to death and die. And that's what will happen to us because we are on the white man's breast. That's facts. And you're not putting yourself in a position to get off no time soon. So all this stuff, we got to do something for ourselves. That ain't nothing but feel-good talk. I got a business. I'm doing my own thing. Yeah, you're doing your own thing for yourself. What do we do that benefits the 40 million plus? That's good for you and your little family. What about the 40 million plus? Nothing. Operation Exodus Mississippi is a plan, is an idea, so the 40 million plus can benefit not just me, not just twin, not just soul brother, not just Sister Nova, Brother Taalik, whatever. The 40 million plus needs to be involved so the 40 million plus can benefit that we do for ourselves. As individuals, you'll never do nothing. You'll never do nothing to cause the 40 million plus to do for self. But acting as a unit, acting as one purpose, one goal, like the Mississippi campaign, it benefits the 40 million. We have not, you don't understand how strong we really are. when you can get a big chunk of that 40 million on board the soul train. We got a lot of power. We don't have proper leadership. Don't have proper vision. Have no goals. Have no creativity. So you can feel good. It's easy to feel good. And that's all you're going to get. Feeling good. That's all. Stuck in your imagination. Stuck in your illusions. But the reality is going to be the same old, same old. A fake solution cannot fix a real problem. I'm going to say that again. A delusional solution cannot fix a real problem, whether you like it or not. And I don't care. You can go somewhere else so you can feel good. Your condition will not change till you accept the reality of things. That's just how it's going to go. Mississippi campaign, like Soul Brother 85 said, I don't see no other way. It's the only way. It's the only realistic option, the best realistic option that we have. And whatever flaws, whatever errors it have, we can fill out, we can fix the kinks. But it would benefit the 40 million. The 40 million will see the benefit. They get on the soul train and it's on and popping. So that you can finally say, we doing something for ourselves, for real. True that. That's all these preachers do. It's make you feel good. While they get rich. They feel good because they don't worry about the electric bill and the gas bill. And Minister Farrakhan brag about how his followers pay the college tuition of his grandchildren, send them to college debt-free. Of course, he's going to feel good. No more of that. When we feel good, it's going to be because we can look at our accomplishment. We can look at the corn. We can look at the houses we built, the corn we grow, the watermelons that we grow, the cows we produce. Look at a state that was poverty-stricken, and we make that state wealthy and powerful. Now you got a reason to feel good. It's not an illusion, because your hands combined with your brain made it a reality. And that's the only way I want to be satisfied, when it's real. Not no talk, feel good talk. Hollering and screaming, Black Power, Hotel, all praise due to Allah. Thank you, Jesus. Who got that? Don't, nobody impressed by that. Yeah, of course. Feel good all the way to the bank. Of course. And the thing about Operation Exodus in Mississippi is this. You haven't even tried it. You haven't studied it. Just hate something for the sake of hating. Bring the flaw, bring the error, bring something. But the thing, like I said, the thing about it, you have not even tried. You don't even know. Just talking. Because you don't like somebody exposing your flaw, your error, which we tried. You probably had a little success, but you failed. Failures. In 2021, it is a requirement. You must change your mindset and your strategy. Doing the same thing that you've been doing is going to give you the same results. Nothing's going to change. No matter how hard you try, nothing's going to change. You do the same thing, you're going to get the same results. It's simple as that. It's common sense. So with that said, we have a special a guest tomorrow, Brother Omar. You have seen him and you heard him talk. He was a guest at Soul Liberation Day 2021. And tomorrow at 7:30, he's scheduled to speak to us and open up the floor for questions and answers and bring whatever message that he has to bring to us. So that's 7:30 tomorrow, Central Standard Time, right here on this channel. And I hope that you will receive him wholeheartedly, which I know that you will. But like anybody, even myself, if we, when folks cross that line of delusions and wacky stuff, I don't care if it's me. And many of you, if I get too, I guess you said spiritual, whatever, I'm trying to explain something, many of you would tell me real quick, hey, Taalik, you starting to cross that line, you starting to sound spooky. I expect you to do that because we don't do spookism here. So anybody that come on this platform, nobody is above critique. Nobody is above scrutiny. When Brother Gary was here, many of you in the chat room, many of you really wasn't with Gary. I mean, Gary was here and he's civil and he would be able to talk, but many of you wasn't really hearing what Gary had to say. And Gary, all that was built up inside of him, he really couldn't let it go because he knows that he's not gonna get that off in this house. You're gonna get shut down. So keep it to yourself. So now he's over there where he belongs, where you comfortable, where you can feel good in your delusions and your cartoons and your fairy tales. Now you can find joy and peace and happiness in your lives. That's where you belong. You don't belong here where we keep it real. Just like Soul Brother 85 said, we're not a haunted house here. We don't do that kind of stuff. We keeps it real to the best of our ability. You want to be spooky and you want to live in Kemet and travel in the universe and all that, be my guest. I don't do that. I don't want to travel to Pluto. I have no interest flying to Pluto and to Saturn or other dimensions. I'm not interested in that stuff. That don't mean nothing to me. I'm only interested in the reality that I have to deal with 24 hours a day since I was born. That's what I'm interested in. And dealing with that. All that other stuff don't mean nothing to me. That's no concern. Has no effect on my life at all. Period. Right. Ooh, we don't do that here. I mean, it sounds good to them too. They quote the Bible and the Quran and all the metaphysical. I mean, they really think they sound smart and intelligent. Sound dumb as hell because it's not real. It's not real. If it was real, it would be changing your condition, and your condition remains the same. In fact, it's getting worse. Well, actually, no. No, we all need to make a pilgrimage to. No. I'm going to tell you why. Mississippi is just a starting point. And it has not become what we want it to be. To go to Mississippi and it is not what we want it to be is a waste of time. You want to take a pilgrimage to Mississippi for what? It does not represent anything. Now, after you become successful, after you make it and control it and make it what you want, now I can understand why people in other states want to make a pilgrimage to Mississippi, because that's part of them. They helped make that happen. I want to see what I built. I want to see what I'm doing in person instead of on TV, on a video. I want to get in my car. I want to get on a plane. I want to go home. Now, I understand why you want to take a pilgrimage to Mississippi. But to do it right now is like taking a pilgrim. No disrespect to the people that's there. But right now, to take a pilgrimage to Mississippi, you might as well take a pilgrimage to a garbage dump. It don't mean nothing. It's not ready. When it become our heaven, when it become our safe haven, when the 40 million actually helped produce this incredible thing, now I understand why you want to come and see this beautiful thing that you thought that you could not accomplish, that you thought couldn't be done. And that's another thing people tell me. It's a pipe dream. It's impossible. Well, I guess I'm a believer in pipe dreams. I'm a believer in my people. I'm a believer in myself. I'm a believer in the impossible. I was told when I was locked up, it was impossible without the approval of my oppressors that I would not get out of my incarceration. Nobody done it in 100 years. I done it. What was called the impossible. After 100 years, I was able to get out of that place without their approval, doing the impossible. So I don't mind. I believe in the impossible because I'm a living example of the impossible. I was told for years and years and years, that's impossible. Well, I accomplished the impossible. Oh, yeah. But, see, the thing about it is, when you jump on something after it's done, you're not going to get the respect and you're not going to get the privileges of those who was actually on the ground floor. You're not going to get those privileges. And you are also under the, I guess you could say, the control. Yeah, you're under the control of those who made this possible. The ones who actually made this a reality. All these other folks, it can't be done. And, you coming in on the latter end when you could have been right there with us in the beginning. And that's cool because really it is for us. But your position is way down on the end of the totem pole when you could have been on a higher level. You're going to be treated nice. You're still going to be treated good. But you're not going to get the honor and the praise of those who actually carved out what we needed. You can't get that. And we was discussing about having a wall like the Vietnam Memorial, a wall of honor and a wall of shame. Your name would be on the wall of shame because you should have been here helping build, but you're on the side with the cracker making mockery and hoping that people fail. And so your name, and so all your relatives and all the future generations can see your happy ass name on the wall of shame. And all your relatives and all those who come after can look and say, damn, my relative was a damn coon, like y'all say. Uncle Tom, a real Uncle Tom. All these names that y'all use. Your relative on this wall of shame, you'll see that your future generation will see your name on there because you were silly and stupid. To accomplish something like this, we would be the greatest generation ever produced. Our ancestors would be proud. Yeah. Who wouldn't be? We done the impossible. Look where we come from. Look how we struggle. But look how you end up. Kemet is good. Timbuktu is good. All this stuff that y'all brag about is good. But nothing is good as what you do and what you accomplish with your own hands, with your own brain. The impossible. And it's nothing but, it's nothing, you already been on the bottom. It's nothing but up from now on. Nothing but up. You can only get better. Oh, man. You know, hey, twin, Soul Brother 85, they just don't get it. They don't understand. You already been on the bottom. Once you start going up, sky's the limit. You don't have to die and turn into some kind of spirit to go to Pluto. You'll be able to do it in real time. Just don't get it. Just don't get it. I really do. I think they really scared to go up. And sometimes you've been on the bottom for so long. A lot of folks do get scared to go up. They scared to advance. It's easier to just stay here and talk about if it wasn't for the white man, if it wasn't for the white man, you know, just keep blaming white people for everything instead of taking responsibility for yourself. They cannot stop you. They cannot stop you. You stopping yourself. Yeah, I don't. That's what's so frustrating to me, twin. It's simple, and they make it like it's like it's rocket science or something. But again, I'm not trying. I don't sit around trying to sell you nothing. I'm not trying to convert you to nothing. Whatever you want to do, I'm just letting you know what's available, what's your option. That's all. It's up to you. I personally, like I told you many times, I don't care. It's up to you. What's the solution? I'm telling you the solution. I'm telling you what we need to, what we can do. You don't want to accept that. You want to keep doing the same loser stuff that you've been doing for the last almost 100 years. That's what you want to do. And keep doing it. It's fine with me. I will keep trying to do what I need to do until I can't do it no more. But that's on you. I just sit back in the cut and watch you keep talking about, I'm doing for myself. I'm opening up a business and blah, blah, that same old stuff. I'm opening up a school. I'm doing my own thing. Same old la-di-da, going nowhere crap. They ain't took you nowhere. That was good for then. This is now. You should have been evolved. You should be in a better place by now. That was good then. After slavery, 1960s. You should be far advanced by now. But you're not. Because you don't think. You're stuck in the same place somewhere. Reading old information 5,000 years ago, 100 years ago, 30 years ago. Stuck in time somewhere. You're not even living in 2021. You're stuck in the 1960s, 1930s, 1800 and something. Stuck in time. And it's supposed to work in 2021. And the people are not attracted to you because they can feel, they can see you, something about you ain't right. And I'm happy that they have that spider sense. Something is tingling. They see you smile and they hear what you say. I love my people. I love you. But they say, something funny about, something. And so they just keep doing whatever they was doing. They're not interested in what you're talking about, 1930, and Chancellor Williams wrote this, and Henry Clark said that, all that old time religion. Like this one brother told me, that old time nigger. What about 2021? New strategy, new mindset. Want to keep holding on to what should have been allowed to die long time ago. Keep doing your physics. Don't bother me. People think they hurt my feelings, man. F the reality's temple. F Operation Exodus. F that don't bother me none. That's your business. I don't care. Don't bother me at all. You're going to have to suffer the consequences of your actions. That's your problem. I hope your children, I hope they will vilify your name for putting them in the bad condition that you're going to leave them in. When you had an opportunity to do something to make their future better. You should be ashamed of yourself. No. So brother said, we don't need no cool cutters around. No. If a person, if you felt that bad about what I'm saying, what we represent, why would you want to hang around and be around us anyway? I know if I feel that hateful towards anybody, against them as a person or their ideology, I don't want to hang with them like that. What are you hanging around for? Because I'm not going to change how I talk so we can be cool, so we can be friends. Then I will be lying to myself and I'm lying to you. But see, y'all like liars. You like deceivers. And see, I watch these people because I know how they think. I know what they believe. They get on these panels and they're careful not to offend another panelist. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to speak and talk the way I want to talk. I don't want to sit around, okay, well, Brother Maurice is on the panel. I got to be careful what I say because it'll piss him off. And I got to be careful what I say because Brother Talib don't want me because he'll be pissed off. I don't want to live that way. All scary and I can't be who I am. And express myself the way I am, who I am. Because I got to be careful. I don't want to offend. I don't want to disrespect nobody. Take your fragile ass on somewhere. Don't come here. I'm going to be me. I don't want to be in no place where I can't be myself. I got to be careful. Oh, soul brother don't like when I said this. I gotta make sure I don't say that. And twin, he like apples. He like apples. Don't talk bad about apples. So I'll be a fake and a fraud just like these people are. And it's not happening. I'm going to be myself. Yeah, I got to be me. Be who you are. I can be cool with you no matter what you believe. But these people are so wrapped up in their beliefs and ideologies. Emotional over stuff. You don't understand. There's nothing that you can bring me I can't understand. Nothing. No, you don't understand. You don't understand that I only accept reality. All that hocus pocus, spirituality, religious stuff. I don't do that. I can't get with that no more. It's not real. And if I told you something other than that, I'm not me. I gotta be me. I'm a self-thinker. Always have been. That's why I was sitting back a couple of days ago and I was thinking about do for self. How we gonna do for self living in the house of your massa? It's impossible. It don't make any sense. Hey, what's up there, Mr. Muhammad? Mr. Muhammad said, just keep doing what you're doing. Show enough, show enough. I gotta be me. It's even worse when they go behind your back and act greasy after all we have disagreements. True that. There's nothing wrong with disagreement. We all gonna disagree. But the thing about it is we need to concentrate on what we agree upon more than what we disagree. We already know what we disagree about. Concentrate on what we agree upon. And just like many of you say, we agree on more things than we disagree. But don't sit here and expect me to babyfy my language because you don't like it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be me. The only thing you got to do is like, that's Taalik. You know how he feel about Christianity. That's Taalik. You know how he feel about religion and spirituality. That's all you got to do. Get all upset, have a tantrum, lip get all poked out and thing, whatever. You look so silly and childish. Have a temper tantrum and spitting all over yourself and whatever. These are grown men. 35, 40, 45, 50-some years old, having temper tantrum because they don't like what you say. You exposing the flaw and the error in their belief system. I mean, if that's what you want to believe in, keep doing that. No big deal. And see, that's another thing. They want you to respect their opinion or their belief, but they don't have to respect my position. You don't have to respect that. If I tell you I'm not an African, then respect me when I tell you that. No, you want to get mad and huff and puff and call me a self-hater, and that's not. I hate Africans. No, I'm not African. I'm not that. That's you. That's you. Be an African all that you want. That's not me. That's you. And then you want, it's up to the people. Now, if we as 40 million, if they said we African, I would accept that. I say we African. I would accept that. No big deal. I don't trip off of it. The people have spoken. They are African. I will accept what the people said. You are an individual. So you're trying to sell an identity, and I'm selling an identity also. Except my identity actually comes from our womb. Yours didn't. That's the difference. Your identity is based on whatever. My identity is actually based on how we live in and day out. You don't have to change nothing. You don't have to wear no special clothes. You don't have to speak no special language. Just be who you are. No big deal. You don't have to wear no bow tie. You don't have to dedicate yourself to not eating pork. Just be who you are. And I guarantee you, when you put all these identities, put them all up for a vote, I guarantee you, the 40 million would choose soul brothers and sisters over all that stuff. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Even the ones that claim to be a Christian or Muslim or the ones that claim to be African, they would choose that. Soul water. See, that's a damn shame. We don't even produce water for ourselves. We don't produce toilet paper. You can't even wipe your backside. You don't even have no toilet paper. You got all these skills on the computer, and you can invest in the stock market, and you can do all these things, but you don't have no water, and you can't wipe your backside. You have no toilet paper. See, our priorities is all messed up. All messed up. So the Mississippi campaign is putting our priorities in order. We're going to get us some water. Food, clothing, shelter, top priority, come first. It comes first. You see these people talk about doing for self, and they got the white man's bottled water in their hand. This good water wasn't produced by you, produced by the white man. You do it for yourself. You need water and can't produce water for yourself. Clothes, food, clothing, and shelter. Not a school, not a soul food restaurant. What is a soul food restaurant? Where are you getting your food from to put in your restaurant? See, your priorities is all messed up. You got to eat. Number one priority for any animal on this planet. How am I going to eat? Not play on the internet. How am I going to drink? Your priorities all messed up. Because you don't have proper leadership. Get on the soul train. Get on board the choo-choo train. And get on board. I'm not saying I'm the greatest in the world, but this is a team effort. We know what needs to be done. Yeah, it is a shame. You're a king and you're a queen. You can't even feed yourself. You're a king and can't even feed yourself. Can't even give yourself a drink of water. You're a king and a queen, and you're a god and a goddess. And don't even have toilet paper to wipe your backside with, Mr. God. You flying around the universe and don't have no toilet paper to wipe your backside with. When you astral project and you come back, you done took a dump on yourself. You don't have no toilet paper to wipe yourself with. You don't have no paper. You don't have no towels. You don't have nothing. You don't produce nothing. But you can fly. You can astral project and you can fly around the universe, but you can't do nothing in the physical plane at all. That don't even make any sense. You can astral project out your body and fly around in different dimensions, but when you come back to Earth, you don't have no toilet paper. You can't produce no water. You don't have an ink pen. You don't produce no paper. Nothing. And you think somebody's supposed to be impressed. I astral project out my body. Who gives a damn? No soap. You might impress another slave, but you don't impress me. You don't impress those who come here. We don't do that. Food, clothing, and shelter must be #1 priority. And that's why we say in the Mississippi campaign, agriculture is our way to wealth and power. Because you need to eat anyway. So why not we specialize in organic food? That's billions of dollars. And you know, you're joking, but all this can become a reality, and it's not as difficult as you think. A lot of us have the skills. A lot of us have the talent. We don't have the right leadership, and we don't know how to take advantage of our talent. But that's changed. So do what you can. Share this video with everybody that you can. Subscribe to Operation Exodus Mississippi on YouTube. Like us on Facebook, Operation Exodus Mississippi. Of course, the Reality's Temple on Earth in general, which will lead you to the Mississippi campaign. Do what you can. It's just a few of us. But whatever you can do, share this information. Tell people about the Mississippi campaign. People cannot make a decision about what they don't know. I'm on Facebook all the time. As soon as I get a chance, I'm telling people about Operation Exodus Mississippi. And I talk to silly people, and they're not even in. They always talk about what's the solution. And I tell them, I put the link to Operation Exodus Mississippi. They just ignore. They don't want to know. They want to stay in the mud hole, the cesspool that they are at. But see, that's not the 40 million. Just like people say all the time, you're not going to be able to reach everybody. You got a whole lot of clowns out here. I don't care nothing about the clowns. We got 40 million out here to work with. All thing we got to do is find them. And if we find the right ones, they might be the ones to put us over the top. They'll take over. I might not have to do nothing. I got this. I got this, Taalik. We rolling. I'll be happy when it happens because I'm tired for real. I'm old. I'm sick. Please take this out of my hands. What they say, young men for war, old men for counsel. You know, I wish I had the strength. I wish I had the energy I had when I was 20-some years old. I'm sick. I'm older. I just can't do what I used to do when I was in my 20s. Because if I was in my 20s, man, you just don't know. But that was then. This is now. And Mississippi campaign did not exist then. It exists now. So let's light the fire under our booty. Share this video. Let's tell the people about this plan. And AWJ asking me if I'm sick. Yes, I'm sick here. I'm feeling better. I don't know. It could get worse. It could get better. I don't know. I'm feeling better, but who knows? I take it day by day. And it's all good. It's all good. I'm not really complaining. It is what it is. I accept the reality of things. Thank you. Thank you for the question. So, and see, that's why it's important for me to have somebody like Brother Maurice, because if I died right now, Brother Maurice is the only one that's actively, he makes videos, he's actually going to Mississippi, and he's not promoting the Mississippi campaign on the level that I would want it to be, that it really needs to be, but he's still putting it out there, and maybe people will hear him talk about the Mississippi campaign, then they will hear what I have to say about the Mississippi campaign, and maybe they will say, hey, that's good to do it on that level, but we need to do something big. We need to do something big right now. When you do something big, the payoff is big. When you do something small, the payoff is small. Thank you. Thank you, AWJ. See, I'm going to say this, and we're going to be already 5,000. If you have one bullet left in your gun, are you going to use that bullet to try to shoot one rabbit, or try to use that one bullet to try to shoot 2 rabbits at one time? I would rather use that one bullet to try to shoot, if I can get 2 rabbits with the one bullet, rather than the one rabbit. I would rather do that. But some of us, you want to play it safe, and there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to shoot the one rabbit. But if you're successful with the one bullet, you can get 2 rabbits. I'd rather have 2 rabbits than one. But see, we want to play it safe. The energy that we are using to try to get a town or a city, you can be using that same amount of energy to get a whole state. I'd rather try to get the whole state than a little town. The energy that you're using, messing around with a little town or a city, you can be using that energy to try to get a whole state. Go to the towns and let them know their option. That's what you do. Until you can get the whole state on board, so they all know what we need to do so that we can take the state. You have to look at it like a military exercise. It is the Mississippi campaign. They think you crazy now. Wait until 2075 when they look back at your footage and things don't change. Hey. See, that's it. Strategy is the key. The strategy that you're using now is not working. It might have done a little something back in the day, but it's not working. We got to try something different. They are afraid of change. But again, it's up to you. What they say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I wish us the best. I've done all this. I've been around all these other things for years. It has not accomplished nothing. It's not gotten us nowhere. It make you feel good, but it hasn't gotten us nowhere. We have to look at things differently. like the brother said, strategy is the key. New strategy, a whole new mindset. Get out of this spookism. Stop looking for pleasure, feeling good. If you want to feel good about something that you did with your hands and your brain, and it's real. So just like the brother said, I'm going to take a pilgrimage to Mississippi so that you can see your accomplishment. The same way that you would go to Kemet, the same way that you would go to Mecca, now you can come to Mississippi. As soon as you step across the Mississippi line, you'll begin to see like, wow, we've done this. Woo! Incredible. You won't even recognize the people as the generations go on because they have a new mindset. They live in a different kind of way. You think that you went into a whole new dimension and you did not even have to astral project. Oh man, you talk about I don't understand, I can't comprehend. No, you the one. You the one don't understand. You don't comprehend. And you make something that's simple complex. It's not even necessary. Because you used to lies and deceit and fantasy and fairy tales and fiction. No. I will say, and I will call us kings and queens and gods and goddesses, and when you earn it, not because you got black skin, because I'm melanated and I'm a descendant of king. No, when you earn it, I will call you that. And right now, you have not earned anything, so you don't deserve no reward, and you're not getting any reward except feel good stuff. And that's why you are obsessed searching for things because it's temporary feelings. Twin says, take pride in nature and what it can do for us. That's why I support the Mississippi campaign. I mean, it's right there. And right now, this is the best time to make a move because you got these Peckerwoods, they fighting among one another and screwing around. So they're not really even paying attention to what soul brothers and sisters are saying and doing. They're not really, they too busy involved in their own crap. But we're not that smart. We don't know how to take advantage of things. We have incompetent, or we don't have leadership at all to help us. And we don't think. We're not thinking. We don't use our brains for nothing. The only thing we know how to do is regurgitate what somebody else wrote, what somebody else said. You have no mind of your own. I am Farrakhan. I am Malcolm X. No, you're not. You're not Malcolm X. You're not Farrakhan. You're you. Stop it. Give yourself some value. You're not them. If you wasn't busy copying folks and regurgitating information, you might be greater than them. You won't give yourself a chance. On that note, the idea of doing for yourself, it feels good, sounds good, whatever, but that's not our reality. You cannot do for yourself living in your oppressor's house. It's impossible. It can't be done unless you have something like the Mississippi campaign. That's the only way. But you don't want to get with that. So keep doing what you're doing. Fine with me, like I said. On that note, in behalf of those who come to this platform, those who support the Mississippi campaign, I want to thank those in the chat room, those who are listening, and those who, my audience on Facebook. I have not left you out. My audience on Facebook, those who will be listening to this broadcast later, please share, subscribe to Operation Exodus Mississippi on YouTube, like us on Facebook, support our sister Noble. Her book, God is on Trial, is available. Check her book out. And tomorrow at 7:30 p.m., we have a special guest. Brother Omar is going to talk to us. I think that his subject is the beauty of Black people or something like that, something to that effect. Anyway, he's going to have a question and answer and, basically a general discussion. Bring questions about the Mississippi campaign or whatever that you want to bring. And we should have a good time tomorrow night with Brother Omar. That's 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So with that said, again, I thank you for donating to my medical fund. I appreciate it. You really helped me out a lot during my time of need. I really appreciate it. I thank you so much. And until next time, well, actually until tomorrow, like our soul brother, Don Cornelius, used to always end his programs. Until next time, y'all, I wish us love, peace, and soul. And we 45,000.